guys, this is Big Bear. Today we have a really special video here. Okay, I'm just gonna make sure this video is running first. So 16, and we can go to 17 first. Okay, it should be working, right? It's not really loud. I'm gonna try to talk louder and see if it reflects that. It's not really loud. I'm gonna try to talk louder and see if it reflects that. So it's not really loud. Yeah, that's weird. I know why it's not loud enough. Yeah, that's weird. I know. Should I turn this up? Maybe? It's just gonna make the whole thing louder. I'm gonna test it out, alright? Should I turn this up? Maybe? It's just gonna make the whole thing. I don't think so. Should I turn this up? Maybe? It's just gonna make the whole thing. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try talking through this. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Okay, I'm gonna go back there, alright? Yeah, I don't want that. I'm gonna try this again. I'm gonna try talking through this. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Okay, I'm gonna go back there, alright? Back there, alright? Try talking through this. Yeah, I don't want that. Okay, I'm gonna try this again. Okay, I'm gonna go back there, alright? I'm not really sure if the whole thing is playing. Okay, I'm gonna try that. Let's see. I'm not really sure. Yeah, I think it's fine. Okay. So anyhow, what we're gonna do here today is we're actually gonna research a few things. So I'm gonna go ahead and type how to move whole project from Final Cut to external drive. Okay, I think I can do that. Okay, let me see. Choose in the library sidebar. Where's the library sidebar? Let's see. Is this the library? Let's try it.
If you use Final Cut Pro, you can save internal hard drive space by moving your library to an external drive. Here's how. Before you start, make sure to connect and prepare your external drive with the APFS format, and remove generated files from the library to make the move go faster. Now, you're ready to move your library. In Final Cut Pro, select the library you'd like to move in the sidebar. To consolidate your media files in the library you're moving, click Modify Settings in the Library Properties Inspector. In the Media pop-up menu, choose In Library and click OK to confirm. Then, click File in the menu bar and choose Reveal in Finder. Now, quit Final Cut Pro. In the Finder, drag the library file to your external drive. Now, open the library from move selected in the sidebar. Click Consolidate in the Library Properties Inspector. Select the media you Feel in Finder. Final Cut Pro faster. Select in the library your remove generated file. Pair your external drive with the APFS format.
What is
And
APFS?
remove generated files from the library to make the move go faster.
I have
Now,
no idea what
you're ready to move your library. In Final Cut Pro, select the library you'd like to move in the sidebar. To consolidate your media files in the library you're moving, click Modify Settings in the Library Properties Inspector. In the Media pop-up menu, choose In Library.
I actually have no clue what all this is actually. Okay, anyhow. Nah, I'm gonna go to storage because today our job is still to clean, alright? I'm gonna remove this. Not a good thing to do, but yeah. Whatever, alright? Okay. I'm gonna check the storage here. As you guys can see, there are a few, there's the, okay. This one is the, yeah, this one is the my project. Okay, I'm gonna try to wait, what do I do here? I kind of forget what I should do here. Okay. Okay, I'm just gonna do Final Cut Pro taking. I think I watched a video explaining how to fix it, right? I forgot which one it is.
Hey guys, it's Thomas here. 20. That is way more space than it should be taking. So a quick explanation as to why this is occurring. You can just click on your background task button, and as you can see, whenever you stop editing your video, it will do its background render. Now these render, we're just gonna check my final 25-minute video. Normal. Alright, so we're in Final Cut on my Mac, and I have a 25-minute video, which normal exported should take about 3 gigabytes, maybe Final Cut size 10 or 15 gigabytes. And so we're just going to check my file size. We're going to click on the little library marker in the top left corner, click on our library, And then on the far right in the library properties, we can see
how do I see library property? Choose file and library property. Okay, choose file, library properties. Okay, and okay, I'm just gonna make sure it's the same thing, which is
it's taking 80 gigabytes. That can take up a lot of space because when they make a new render, they don't delete the old one. Stopping this is pretty easy. In the top left corner of your computer, click Final Cut Pro, then hit Preferences, then hit Playback, then uncheck Background Render. Now that will stop the background render from happening. So that may slow down your exports a little bit because you won't have renders prepped. And when you click on export, it will have to render again, but it will not be detrimental at all to your video quality. But as you can see, our library file size is still 81 gigabytes. So to get rid of the old library files, you're going to click on File, and then below it, you can click on Delete Generated Library Files. Now basically this is how we delete our old renders. So we're going to click on it, and then it will open up a menu right here, and you're going to check Delete Render Files. Now we're going to click Unused Only to delete our old background renders, or you can click All and it will delete all of your renders. The downside to clicking All is that if your video is already rendered, when you export you just have to write the new video file. But if you delete the render, then you'll have to re-render before writing the final video file, so it could take a little while longer. Just a quick tip, to figure out if your video if you delete it or not, just look on your timeline and you see those dots above the timestamp. When there's dots there, it means that those seconds have been rendered already. So render the whole checklist. Now basically this is how normal export in the top left corner. Click on our library as 5-minute video tutorial. Normal exports corner, click on our library, and then on the far right in the left to be taken. And so a quick explanation as to why this is occurring, you can just click on your background task button, and as you can
let's do it. this first. I'm gonna move this. And while I move this, alright, while I move this, guys, I'm gonna talk about my plans tomorrow. So I'm gonna buy some things to buy list for my computer or laptop. So I need a laptop cooling pad. I'm gonna calculate how much I will be spending. I actually feel like I will be spending a lot. Bluetooth mouse maybe. Let's say 600. All right. Pressurized. OK， 那300，我们算300好了。300。Laptop desk setup list. Let's see. Maybe some oh, this is nice. I actually don't need to buy a lot of stuff actually. I think that's it actually. Accessories for laptop. Accessories for Mac. Oh, it's done? Okay, anyway, it says it's imported. Let's see. Okay, let's go back. I think I can try to delete this. So I'm gonna go file, JJ library files. Still that, huh? File, JJ library files. Delete all.
see, whenever you stop editing a video, it will do its background render.
HitPaw Video Enhancer is an AI video quality enhancer.
Depending on how you use the tools, there's a R. If you right click on the library and click on the show package contents, it will open that library up in Finder. Then click on the event, so that's the name of the event. So event is just the event is inside the library. So just open the same event that you have, and you have a bunch of folders, but the only two folders that you cared about here are the original media and rendered files. If I right click and click on get info for the original media, you can see that it's 80.88 gigabytes. I had 3 cameras, multiple scenes, audio files, a whole lot of this rendered files. If I get info on that, that is a whopping 189. Rendered files. That makes sense that it was 80 gigabytes, so that's fine. However, this rendered files, if I get info on that, that is a whopping 189.27 gigabytes. That is the actual problem. Going back to Final Cut Pro, all you have to do is just make sure that the library is selected. Now, the way I do it is for every video that I make, I create a library. So for me, I don't care about deleting all the rendered files for this one project. I'm just gonna click on File while the library is selected and click on Delete Generated Library Files. Now, if you've selected the project and not the library, then you would see the option that says Delete Generated Project Files. Does it show you for the event files? Yes. So, if you have multiple events, so it kind of makes it easy for you to do that, because you can either delete the rendered files for a project, library, or event. I just do the whole library thing. Click on the library, file, delete generated library files. Now, in this case, what I do is I just check everything. I say delete rendered files, all, delete optimized media, delete proxy media. And once you've done that, click OK. If I go to Finder and go back to my library, you should see that it is, oops, I'm not sure what's happening. Yep, you can see it went all the way from 270 gigabytes or whatever the number was, 250 gigabytes, all the way to 81.23 gigabytes, which is super good because now I have plenty of space in my SSD to work on other projects. So the other thing that you can do is click on Final Cut Pro in the top menu bar and then click on Settings. Under Editing or Playback, you see it says Background Render. Just uncheck that. Uncheck the Create Optimized Media for Multicam Clips. Now, here's the thing. All of these options and these rendered files are to help you. It all depends on storage versus performance. So if you have a high performance computer and you don't have much storage, I would say that you should just uncheck all these options that I mentioned and you should be good to go. However, if you have an older computer, like non-M1 computers, non-M2, non-Apple Silicon computers, and your video files are, again, you're dealing with 4K or your computer is super slow, then I think it's not a bad idea to keep these checked, because once the computer does render your videos, it will be easier for you to edit and export those. But the camera that I use are these A6400s and A6600s and AZV-E10s. These are the APS-C Sony cameras, and they record 4K files, but they are super easy to work with. They're not like full frame FX3, A7S3, 10-bit color video files. These are 8-bit video files. I don't use any LUTs. I don't use any picture profiles on these. My videos are are super easy to work with. They're not export those. Not sure what's happening. Okay, if I go to projects to render, just uncheck that, uncheck ting or playback. You see it says background render.
哦，给他留一下。Oh, if I move it back, will it come back? That's what I'm interested in. I'm gonna try it later, alright? Let me try it later. Bum 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 bum. So re mi fa do re mi re do do so do re so re mi fa re do mi do ne ni ni na 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 na. Oh, 把 Untitled 的放回来哈。放回去吗？No, it's gone forever. Or can I just move it here? No, here, not here. Let's go. Now once I do this, it's gone.
If you external drive with the movement, your media player, click and choose review. Now, open the library. This moved is selected in the sidebar. If you use Final Cut Pro,
you can use motion array to improve your videos fast. For example, hello can open. Or you can press this guy right here. You're gonna select the library that you want to send, go to File, and head down to Delete Generated Library Files. Sending your library to someone with projects that are rendered or huge libraries to send. It can be also, you are the editor, look at that massive reduction in library size. Once that's done, you'll go to File, Consolidate Library Media, and from here, you'll switch media destination to In Library. Then press OK. We do this so when the other editor receives the library, it will have all the original media copied directly into it, so you don't have to send over the footage or pictures that you had in the library. After that, you'll compress the library. For some reason, I'm unable to compress my library unless it's dragged onto my computer's hard drive. If you know the reason behind this, shoot me a comment. So what you'll do is you'll right-click the library and hit Compress, and wait for that to do its thing. Once it does, you can upload that to, say, Google Drive or Dropbox or whatever storage sharing platform you use. Then just share that link with the other editor and they can download it and get to work. I hope this video helped you out. If it did, do me a solid and press
Here is one AI plugin that every musician needs to have in their studios. Would you believe me if I told you?
Hey guys, so I'll the import tab and making sure that copy to library storage location is selected. This will copy all of the original files that you have in your project to the library file so you can send them. Step 2, we're prepping our footage. We want to make the file as small as possible to send over the internet a lot faster. The thing that takes the most space in a library file are render files, so we want to delete those. So the first thing you want to do is check to see the size of your library file. Ours is 24 gigs. So make sure your library file is selected and then go to File, Delete. About half a full box, by the way, is a library file. The process of it zipping into a file, and once you have it into a zipped file, you can send it over the internet. You can load it onto your external hard drive. I found Dropbox is a great place because you can send up to 50 gigs, so that's what I would recommend. That was a lot of information at once, I'm aware. I'll also list all these steps in the description box of this channel, and I will see you guys.
Dang. Well, you didn't have Untitled 2, right? No, I forgot which one I did it. Damn, I'm not a smart person at all. E 三，哦，是一跟三啊。
just uncheck.
事到如今，就要使出最后一招啦！海浪制造机，这么做好像有点过分了吧，前辈？不过分，不过分，管不了那么多了，能不能保住这条命，完全看技术。
回事啊？突然退潮了耶，好奇怪哦，哪有这么早就退潮的呢？
Hey, I'm Joey, and I'm one of the 30 AI voices from Speechlet.
天气真好，这种日子应该会有好事。好安静，太安静了。 从天而降的新晋警员。一条鳄鱼卖400万。
不对啊。
这一次一定不会错过了，我一定要好好的拍个够本。波浪，哪样呢？
嘿嘿，辛苦你了，你就别再搞那么多花样了。
Taking too long. The fuck? The heck is this, huh? The heck is this, huh?
这么。一条鳄鱼卖400万。如果不吃高级的肉跟饭，便宜一点的话，那么一个月加下来要10万块，一年就要120万了，那5年就是600万了。在竞标后，月超过200万。
select your library and then go to storage locations, click modify set, then go to video has been helpful library. Let's save it on our desktop. Let's make it another helpful to you. Go ahead and hit that like button. I would really appreciate it. Then select your library and then right click, copy to library, and then go to new library. Let's save it on our desktop. Let's make it another Mac. Save. And then select include media, original media, and then on our desktop, let's make it another Mac. Save. And then select include media, original media, and uncheck optimize and proxy media. And then select copy media stored in external library contain. I hope you learned something. Today, but if it's via cloud or via hard disk, cache application and set up that up. You don't have to. Then go to media, select consolidate. The media destination is your library name, okay? And then include original media, okay? I would really appreciate it. Then select your library and then right click, copy to library, and then go to new library. And then right click, copy to library, and then go to new library.
Nice.我就留3把吧，我就留2。 let's do this. Eh, 等一下。 太慢了，我不要了，我不要了。Nice, we got it. Nice, nice, nice. Nice, 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 nice. Okay. Okay. Got it, Jimmy. For now, I think we're good. I think we're good. I think we're good. Alright guys, we're gonna stop the recording for a while. Alright, to look up some stuff. So bear with me for a moment there. I'm going to pause it, alright? I'm gonna pause this. So I have a few things to reflect back on here. I'm gonna type those out. I'm not even gonna hide. All right. Oh wait. Alright, looks like okay. Looks like the internet is slowing down a lot. Okay, I'm gonna move down here. I'm gonna close this. Okay. So I'm gonna say a problem with OBS. I get my main video. OBS lost part is where I found out how to reduce and delete all render files. OBS key part is importing it and actually discovering house, but entirety. But that prompted me to download VLC, which is it called VLC, which is nice. So when I figured out the Final Cut Pro part, I got it. Save back. WinCHR. What is this system data though?
Recently I got a question about why the system is taking so much from the storage. The system storage and so known address space is a big place of confusion for Mac users. But don't worry, it's not so bad as it looks. I will show you that on my computer. First go to the Apple menu and select About this Mac. Then click on Storage. First, the storage is just generally split on used and not used. Then after a while it starts to divide up in sections. When it does that, look at the system storage. Sometimes it can look alarmingly big. It's over 200 gigabytes in my case. Wow, that's almost half of my storage taken by the system. There must be something wrong. A lot of people make the mistake of closing it here and look for a solution. But what you should do is to simply wait. It's still calculating. I am showing you this in a real time and it really takes a while. According to me, Apple should include here a small indicator or a message saying that it is still calculating. How long I'm already talking here and it's still not updated. But if you wait long enough, eventually it will begin to divide things up. What is actually happening here is that the computer is looking in the system and library folders and trying to figure out what's inside there. If it finds something that belongs in another category, it will move it there. So if we wait long enough, we will see it change. As you can see here, it put most of it into documents, which is not true either. I'll explain that later. Now system dropped down to around 20 gigabytes.
Bruh.
If I go to manage and look there, it will show me the same thing and not really help me to clean anything. But you have complete control to be able to look into any folders of your Mac and figure out what's there. So why not do that? The thing is that a big part of it is actually accounting for iCloud. You can find proof of it in one of the library folders. Yes, there are actually 2 library folders on the Mac. Let me show you. So the first place I want to look is at the computer level. And look at the system folder. I will use Command I to get info. You will quickly find out how much the system is actually taking. It says 29 gigabytes here. How much this is at the computer level. And look at the system folder. I will use Command I to get info. You will quickly find out how much the system is actually taking. It says 29 gigabytes here. Well, it's not little, but I can live with it. But what about the other 50 or more gigabytes? So where is it? Well, as I said, there are 2 library folders. There is a library folder for the system, which we just opened, and there is also a library folder for each user. The easiest way how to get into user library folder is to be using the Go menu. Here I can see it. If you don't have it there, hold the Option key down on your keyboard and the library will appear. Looking now in the user library folder, I can see that it's really huge. Good way how to find where are the big files is to switch it into a list view and sort it by size. If you don't see the sizes, if it's not calculating for the folders, Control click or right click it anywhere in the folder and open Show View Options. And down here, select Calculate All Sizes. As you can see on top, the biggest folder is called Mobile Documents. Once you open it, you will actually find out that's the iCloud. Nearly 40 gigabytes in my case. And that's not all. There are other folders that are taking a lot of space as well. I can look in these different folders and get an idea what is it used for. Mostly, these are used as a cache files to speed things up. But it can also be some old recordings, Final Cut projects, photo library, or even some leftovers from apps you don't use anymore. Well, this is different for everyone. You will have to manually find out what is taking the space here and delete it. It's your user library, so there is no problem if you delete something from there. So in this video, I just wanted to explain the mystery about huge Mac system storage. If you cut it in pieces, you will actually find out that the system is not taking so much. But still, there are a lot of things which can be cleaned up. I have already posted 2 very detailed videos about it. If you really want to clean the storage, check it out. You should see the videos on the screen already, or you will find a link for it in the description. I hope this topic is clear now, and I will see you in the next video with another tutorial.
We take a class. Why is it so slow? Yeah, I might watch it sometime. Is this my internet problem? Let me reconnect.
I love that I don't have to animate my own texting conversations in After Effects, because that's a lot of work.
Welcome to the complete guide to editing inside of Final Cut Pro 10 for beginners. So if you're brand new to this software, then this is going to be the perfect video for you. I'm gonna walk you through everything that you need to know to get started so you can start making videos in Final Cut Pro 10. This is definitely a video that I wish I had when I was starting out. This would have saved me so much time if I could have watched a video like this. In this video, I share a lot of practical tips for editing. Not just do I show you how to edit, but I actually share with you how to edit faster, tips for improving your crop in on my clip. So I'm gonna make sure that this
I'm gonna watch it. And prompted me to watch lessons. Let's let's watch a bit, alright? Let's learn a bit about Final Cut Pro.
Welcome to the complete guide to editing inside of Final Cut Pro 10 for beginners. So if you're brand new to this software, then this is going to be the perfect video for you. I'm going to walk you through everything that you need to know to get started so you can start making videos in Final Cut Pro 10. This is definitely a video that I wish I had when I was starting out. This would have saved me so much time if I could have watched a video like this. In this video, I share a lot of practical tips for editing. Not just do I show you how to edit, but I actually share with you how to edit faster, tips for improving your editing, and I show you some really cool effects that you can do inside of Final Cut Pro 10. So we all know this is a paid for software, and I want to show you all the cool things that you can do in this as a beginner to really utilize this program. I'm going to show you how to color grade your footage to make it look better, as well as editing audio to make your audio sound as good as possible. With that all being said, let's get right into the masterclass.
You gotta just press record.
Hey guys, my name is Noel with Think Media. Now make sure you like this video and save this video to a playlist so that you can always come back to this video if you need to. I'm gonna cover a whole lot in this video, and you're probably not gonna pick up every single thing the first time watching this video. It's gonna take practice, and you may need to come back and refer to this video. So save it to a playlist, and we could just hang out again. Now in this first section of the video, I'm gonna show you how to open up Final Cut Pro 10, how to actually start a project and get your footage inside the software. I'm gonna give you a little virtual tour of Final Cut, as well as some basics to start editing video. So let's get into the first section where we cover all of the basics right now. Now before we even open up Final Cut Pro, we do want to get our footage, whether that's on an SD card or your phone, onto your computer. So if you do have an SD card, which looks like this, you can plug that into your computer. If your computer does not have an SD card slot, you can get an adapter. We'll have links for all these resources in the description down below. If you have something like an iPhone, you can actually airdrop it straight onto your computer, but you want to stay organized. So we're going to create a folder on our desktop right here, and I actually have an SD card. So this is my SD card right here. I'll go into DCIM, and right here I have some Fuji footage. Over here in just on my computer in my movies folder, I have Think Media videos, and I'm going to create a brand new folder, and we're going to title this Final Cut Tutorial. Obviously for your name, you can name it whatever you'd like. That's easy to remember for the project that you are working on. At this point, we are going to select the footage from our SD card, which is over here. I'm going to hold down Shift after selecting the top one, and then select the bottom one. I'm going to drag that over my Final Cut tutorial. Up here we get this loading bar. It's going to take a few minutes to copy all our videos over onto our folder, and then up next we are going to import that into Final Cut Pro 10. The reason I like to do this is kind of as a backup. So having the actual videos on your computer, if something does go wrong and you happen to lose your footage somehow, or you accidentally delete it, then you still have those original files on the SD card, and you can easily relink those inside the software. So that's why I like to always copy my footage onto my computer first, or you can use something like a Samsung T5 hard drive and you can edit straight off of that. But to keep things simple, we're just going to keep everything on the computer. All right, now that our videos are in our folder, we can actually open up this folder, make sure they're all in there. And what we can do too is make a new folder, and we can title this videos. And that way, maybe when we download some music and we want to add that into our project, we can always come back to this folder. We can make a new folder called music. We can put all our music in here. We We can do the same for images, maybe one for B-roll and A-roll if you want to separate your videos, but this keeps everything organized, and that's what I do for my projects is I have different folders for all my assets in the video. So having those folders really keeps me organized if I ever go back to that project, I don't have missing files. So it's definitely something you want to get in the habit of doing. Now let's open up Final Cut Pro 10. If you just downloaded it or installed it, or if you want to, you can get a 90-day free trial. We'll have a link in the description. When you first install it, you're going to want to go down here and open up your Launchpad. On your Launchpad, you are going to see your app somewhere over here. Mine is on the second page right here. And if you want to bring it down here, you just can drag it, and this will put it inside of this little dock. So that way it's easy to access. You can just go down here and hit Final Cut Pro and double tap it, and this is going to open up the software. Now this is what it looks like when you first open it up, and the first step to do to import our footage is create a library. On this left side over here, we see that this is where a library would go, but since we don't have one, we're gonna go to File, we're gonna go to New, and we're gonna select Library. For the name, I just like to leave it as the same name as my project, so I'll just do, Final Cut Tutorial. It doesn't even have to be the same, it doesn't really matter. But to keep organized, we are gonna place it in the same folder. So in Movies, in Think Media Videos, I'm gonna add Final Cut Tutorial, and I'm just going to put it inside of this folder. We'll hit Save. And now if I go back to
we're gonna go through all the basics of Final Cut Pro. I'm gonna make it really easy for you, but we're also gonna build habits so you can edit professional videos down the line. My name is Tyler Stallman. Let's get started. So first, a tour of the interface. Here's an existing project that's already underway. Over here on the left, you're gonna notice a bunch of beautiful footage. By the way, as we look through this, I can't take credit for these shots. These are courtesy of Stocksy United, sponsor of today's video, and more about Stocksy later. Over here in your browser, you've got everything you might end up using in your project. So I've already loaded this in. I'll show you how to do that in a sec, but just to give you a sense of, this is where you preview it. This is just like the staging ground of like figuring out what you've got. I've also got music later in here. Everything goes in the browser, and that's where you preview stuff. And by the way, if you can't see enough of what you're looking at, you can resize all these areas by grabbing the between lines. You can also press the Command minus, Command plus to zoom in and out and make these clips bigger or smaller. And there's a couple tabs on the browser that opens up your libraries. So in here, I've got a few other projects open. So this is a completed commercial project for a skincare brand that we did. It gives you a better sense of what a completed timeline might look like. But we're not there yet, so we're gonna go back into our Final Cut for Beginners project and close the libraries for now. Here in the middle, this is our viewer that is currently showing us our beautiful stock footage. And that's just gonna play whatever you have selected. So right now it's playing the bottom of the screen. If I click over here in the browser again, we're gonna start seeing stuff from the browser. By the way, see how I'm just like moving my mouse and it's scrubbing around through the clip? If you don't like that, some people find it confusing to move around that quickly, you can press S, that turns off scrubbing, and now you won't get that effect as your mouse moves around the screen. Instead, you'd have to like click and drag. But so yeah, I'm gonna keep it on and press S again. And now wherever my mouse is on a clip, it'll show me that exact frame here in the viewer. Moving to the right of the screen, we've got the inspector. Right now it's showing us color adjustments we can make on this, but there's all sorts of stuff in here. Again, tabs will show us the way. This one gives us different things like opacity, if you want to change how much you see through a clip, or the zoom amount. Basically, all the properties about a clip are over here in the inspector, and you can switch between different things. Like right now, this would transform the clip, and this will show me specific details about it. I can get more details down here. There's a lot to see. Don't get overwhelmed. You don't need to worry about it much yet. The first things we'll leave it on the video inspector tab to start with. And then down here below at the bottom, this is our timeline. This is what editing is. It's putting a bunch of clips in a row so that they play back as a sequence. So it's not just one long clip. We've got some different layers of them on top of each other. We've got music on the bottom, and I'll show you how to use it in 2 seconds. But for now, I'll just keep scrubbing back and forth because I like seeing this footage. But also worth knowing is that wherever you've clicked last, you'll see this very subtle blue border, and that's how you know which of these panels is selected. So right now you can tell it's the timeline. If I click the viewer, it's a little bit of a bluish purple up here at the top. If I click the inspector, depending which panel is selected, different keys and shortcuts will do different things in that area. So for example, a basic shortcut you could have guessed, if I click on the inspector and I press Command plus, it will zoom in, Command minus will zoom out. If I do that over here in the browser, it'll do the same thing. It'll zoom in and out of my Final Cut Pro, not just Final Cut, single of app you made them. If you're gonna, the folder I import.
I want to do it. Just want to
Go
feel
to
more
motionray.com to add this to your video, and that, and that.
What the heck is Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro? What do they do? How are they different? How are they similar? Don't worry, I'll answer those questions and more. I'll even show you how to get started with each one, and if you want to use them on your iPad, stick around and I'll share some exciting news. But first, what is Final Cut Pro? So, Final Cut Pro is professional video editing software owned and made by Apple. Over here is the browser. This is where you'll see your pictures and your videos that you might be using in your video project. You use this area to organize them and to add them to your project. Down here is what's called the timeline. This is where you make your video. You put your video clips in, your titles, your sounds and music. You can add effects to your videos. You can arrange your video clips. You can change your video clips durations and do all sorts of editing magic right here in the timeline. One thing that's cool about Final Cut Pro is it uses a magnetic timeline. So when I move this clip here, you'll notice everything moved over to the left to fill in that empty space. And when I put it back down in here, it moves all of the clips to the right to make room for this clip. It makes editing really fast. Final Cut Pro comes with a ton of built-in titles and effects. You can see right here. Down here in this social category, there's a bunch of really nice looking ones. This is what one of them looks like. And what's cool about this is I can select this and I can change the text and customize it to look exactly how I want. Very cool. Not only does Final Cut come with a bunch of titles, it comes with all these effects too. If I click over here on the effects browser, I can add a bunch of different effects to my clips. Let's add this blur here. So now this video is blurred out. Not only that, I can adjust how much it's blurred out, a ton or none at all. Final Cut also comes with some built-in transitions, so if I click this button and go down here to movements, and I can just drag and drop a transition between two clips, and look at this. Boom, editing magic. Once you're done making your video, in Final Cut Pro you can quickly share your video to DVD, export it as a file, send it to YouTube, or share it anywhere you want. So you can make any kind of video with Final Cut Pro. Tons of YouTubers use it to make their videos, like Casey Neistat, Logan Paul, and Emma Chamberlain. And then Hollywood has used it to make movies like Will Smith's Focus and Tina Fey's Whiskey Tango Foxtrot. And currently lots of small businesses are using it to run their production companies. And Apple TV's first...
Oh, really? Does Hollywood use Final Cut Pro? Does U of T have it? Wait. U of T editing class. Yeah. No. Okay.
movie, The Banker, starring Samuel L. Jackson and Anthony Mackie, that was made on Final Cut Pro. So you can make any kind of video with Final Cut Pro, from home videos to Hollywood feature films. So what kind of computer do you need for Final Cut Pro? Here are the minimum system requirements. You need at least Mac OS 11.5.1, and they recommend 4 gigabytes of RAM. However, if you're going to do regular video editing, I recommend at least 8 gigabytes. That allows you to get started, but if you like it and want to do more video editing, it kind of grows and allows you to do more. If you're going to be editing a lot, then I recommend 16 gigabytes. That'll be a lot faster for you. And if you do editing full-time, I recommend 32 gigabytes. You also need at least 4.5 gigabytes of disk space for Final Cut Pro, but you want to get enough space to store your video files, which can get very big, especially if you're recording in 4K. And I recommend a solid-state drive. They're so fast, and you can get a big one at a great price. So what if you want to try out Final Cut Pro? No problem, they have a trial. It's good for 90 days, and it's the full version of the app. You can make your video, you can add effects, titles, and transitions, you can share your videos, and there's no watermarks. So I'll put a link to this page down in the description below, but you can download the trial and test it out and see if you like it. Okay, I gotta admit, I love Final Cut Pro. And if you love this video, will you please give it a thumbs up so other people will see it? And in just a second, I'm going to show you how you can get Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro on your iPad. But first, what is Logic Pro? Logic Pro is professional audio editing software owned by Apple. It's perfect for making songs, mixing music, making beats, or editing sound. This is an example of a project by Lil Nas X. But in Logic Pro, you have all these different tracks. You can add instruments, vocals, software instruments. You can organize your tracks and move them around. You can adjust their volume. You can solo just that track. And of course, you can add a ton of effects to it as well, like we see here. So you can make anything audio in Logic Pro. You can make songs, you can make soundtracks, you can edit audio dialogue. It's an all-around audio production software. And like Final Cut Pro is the big brother to iMovie, Logic Pro is the big brother to GarageBand. So what kind of computer do you need for Logic Pro? Here are the requirements for it. You need Mac OS 12.3 or later, and you need 6 gigabytes of storage for minimum installation, or 72 gigabytes of storage for a full sound library installation. They don't have any recommendations on RAM, and that's not as important for audio because it's not as intensive or resource heavy like video can be. And just like Final Cut Pro, Logic Pro has a free trial that you can test for 90 days. I'll link to this webpage down below, and you can download the trial and test it out. It's the full software, and you can do everything in it like normal, but you just have 90 days to play with it. This is a great way to play with it, test it out, see if you like it before you buy it. And when you are ready to buy it, you may want to check out this Pro Apps Bundle for Education. So this is for people that are in the education sector or students. They can get Final Cut Pro right here and Logic Pro plus 3 other pieces of software for only $200. Final Cut Pro and Logic Pro actually integrate well together. Let's say I'm working on this video in Final Cut Pro, but I want to use some of Logic Pro's tools to edit it. What I can do is go up to File, Export XML, and give the project a name. We'll go FCP2LP for Final Cut Pro to Logic Pro, and I'll select where I want to save it. This folder looks good, and then I'll click Save. I can go into Logic Pro, select New Project, Empty Project, and click Choose. It'll ask me a track type to create. I'll just go ahead and select Software Instrument and click Create. Let's close this little window here, and now I can go up to File and select Import, and then I can select Final Cut Pro XML. Then I'll select my exported XML file and click Import. It's asking me if I want to switch my frame rate. I'll say yes. Let's switch, and then I'll click OK. And you'll see the video over here, and then you'll see our audio in here. Here's our song, and here's the dialogue from it. If I press play, you'll see the movie moving over here as it plays a sample of it. And then we'll hear our music here as well. So now in Logic Pro, I can edit this audio, I can add effects to it, and use all of Logic Pro's tools to enhance it. And then when I'm ready to put it back in Final Cut Pro, I'll go up to File, Export, and I'll select Project.
Hey, I'm Kayla, and I'm one of the AI voices from Revoicer. I can be sad, and you'll think,
do you fade your songs out at the end of your videos? There's actually a way more professional way to make your music match the length of your video, and I'm gonna show you this today. Now, I know a lot of you probably already know this, but I still see a lot of people fading their music out at the end of videos. So we're gonna take it up a notch step by step. No matter how long your video is and how long your music is, we're gonna make them match.
看一下这个。
拉手法的这个地方。嗨，大家好，我是 FF Studio 那今天在表现的那哪个说明自己怎么样他一看一个钢琴独奏需要剪接的地方，我们一起听听看。好，这边明显的哈，这边看。再降拉降 C 拉 C 拉手发的这个地方，然后右手也有一点错音跟有一点杂音，然后右手的拉。好，那我们来找一个其他的 tag， 我们必须一定要有这个其他的 tag， 我们才有办法剪接。我们一定要有正确的东西才能剪过来用。那我为了节省时间，我已经先找好了在这边。好了，但是。其实我们还是需要非常的听得到音，然后看得懂谱，我们才能够顺利的去快速的找到这个音在哪里。这边哈。好，那我打算从这个左手的降 C， 好，左手的降 C 这边开始用。然后收的时候回来，多一点好。好，把手拉 C 的时候再回来。好，那我们
看可以这样选吗？看一下。 I show the animation? Let's try it out, actually. And that actually makes me want to download Logic Pro now. Let's try downloading. Oh, nah. Let's try downloading Logic Pro. The thing is, if I download Logic Pro, it's gonna be hard too. How big is this? That's 1.3. I'll download it. Come on. I need 好像会的。Let's go Logic Pro. do I go around it now? Let's say okay，我如果我只导那个干嘛？可能不会在那边修这个，直接在放到Cut修就好，在放到Cut其实就可以直接设定那个，对不对？对，我这个可以来剪那个，有那回事啊。试试看。 So anyhow, if I have like 3 oh yeah, I can use YouTube. I can use YouTube. Okay. Cut the line. OK，我先睡觉，先这样吧。